I get tons of comments every day and messages asking how much does a PBN cost and how much does it cost for me to rank my site. So I want to answer that and a whole lot more in this video specific to PBNs, with knowing exactly how much every single link that you build from those PBNs is going to cost. Hey everyone, Matt Wacek here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and I need to answer this in a video because I get this question very often, and it's a very valid question. People want to know how much does it cost for PBNs and all this sort of stuff. So I want to break it down to the actual amount per outbound link that you build, because what you can also do with this figure is know how much you want to charge if you were to go out there and sell PBN links to people on a freelancing platform like Legit or Fiverr or wherever. Or you can also use this to assess your cost to build out sites and rank them based on how much it costs for each post that you make from your PBN site. But so anyways, let's get into it. So to start things off, you're going to have to acquire the domains from somewhere. So this can be free if you go to maybe like the GoDaddy auction, but then you're going to have to look up all of the metrics and everything and know going into it before you make the purchase of that domain, which can be a little bit cheaper in some instances, and sometimes you can get some really good metrics. However, what I do is I go to Legit and I hire a vendor to do it, because it's just easier for them to do it and spend a lot of time, because there's a lot of time investment into making sure each domain is up to par in terms of their metrics and also doesn't have any spam or any garbage, and make sure it also has good amount of referring domains. And that can be very, very time consuming. So this particular vendor here, his name is Saket Wahi. I think they pronounced that correctly. There are a few other good vendors on here as well. He is one of them for sure. And the current rate for his acquisition, for him to go out and find the domains and then send them to you, that service is $12 for each domain, with a pack of 5 and then a pack of 10, and then there's a little bit of a volume discount if you get 20, where it goes up to $240. So 10 of them being $120. So when you compare the amount of time that you'd have to spend seeking out all of these domains and all that sort of stuff and making sure they're up to par, it's a lot of time that goes into it. And especially if you're someone that's a beginner, this would just be an easier route, hands down. So I'll put a link down below to this particular gig if you want to check it out on Legit. So now, let's say we're going to do 15 sites. That's what we want to do. I laid out these numbers here in a yearly investment, monthly, and daily, just because I really like to know what the daily costs are. And then eventually we will get to the number for how much each article is going to cost you. But the acquisition costs here, these are not yearly costs. Once these have been acquired, they are essentially 100% done. Like you pay the one-time fee and that's it. Now, the next thing that you'd have to do is register the domains at a registrar. I use Namecheap for pretty much a lot of my domains. So you're looking at, depending on what type of domain it is, if it's a .net, .org, .com, they're going to have a little bit of price variability. So we'll just call it $10 a piece to keep the numbers easy. So we're doing 15 domains. And I don't know why I have a $sign there. There we go. 15 domains times $10 a piece, so that's $150. And let's say we're doing all of this on January 1st or whatever we started, and we're looking at the yearly cost. So that's $12.50 a month, $12.50, or 41 cents a day for the domain registrar costs. So then we need to host these PBNs somewhere, and I use EBN, which is Easy Blog Networks, for my PBNs. So that plan is going to be $35 a month for 10 blogs, or in this instance, for this example, we're going to be doing 15. So that's $49 a month, $1.61 per day. So when it comes to the content creation, we're going to just say that you're going to be creating the content manually. It's really not that hard. If you want to go out and get articles written, you can do that. It's probably going to be like $5 for each one, but let's just say, for example's sake, and to keep the cost down, you're going to do them yourself. And then for the photos, you can just go to Pixabay, get relevant photos that are 100% free. So the total investment, and this is year one essentially, is going to be $918, and these might fluctuate a little bit here and there in terms of the cost, especially with Namecheap, with how their pricing is for the differences between .com, .net, .org, etc., etc. But let's say $918, $76.50 per month, and $2.51 per day is what that cost is. So that's what you know that, okay, I need to make sure that I'm making definitely more than $76.50 each month with my sites. Now, when it comes to doing local SEO, we all know it takes a little bit of time. So this might take 3 months that you are investing, which should end up being $250 30 bucks approximately that you'd have invested in. Where at that month 3, month 4 mark, then you start earning back a return on that investment, and you eventually recoup these costs that go into it. Especially, you should be recouping that cost by the end of the year without a doubt. If you're doing things the right way with good on page, good meta title, good meta description, good URL structure, and you've chosen a city where you can rank without having anything too crazy in terms of a link building strategy. So these would be your cities with your population between 10 to 50, or on the high end, 75,000, maybe 100,000 population. So the next question that comes up is, how much is it going to cost for every single article that's posted on the site? And how many outbound links can you do on a particular PBN? And the answers to this are all across the board. I like doing no more than 10 to 20 outbound links per domain. So essentially, you could probably manage, if you're doing, let's say it takes 10 PBN links to rank a site, and obviously you're going to want to have some overlap. You don't want to link the same PBNs to the same sites with the same anchor text and that sort of stuff, but that's a subject for a whole nother video. But let's say you maybe do 5 to 10, maybe 15, maybe up to 20 posts out to your money sites. So you'd have essentially 5, 10, 15, or 20 money sites from 15 PBN sites. And you'd, of course, again, like I said, have that overlap there. Some of the good quality vendors on Legit that you're going to be paying a good price for will do at max 20 to 30. I've even seen some do up to 50 outbound links from their PBN sites. And the rule of thumb that I go with is no more than 10 or 20. And of course, you still want to be posting quote unquote dummy articles once or twice a month, just to keep things looking natural, where you basically will only link out to a high authority site like Home Advisor or Wikipedia or whatever. Actually, I wouldn't really recommend Wikipedia that much because that's where everyone links to. So Home Advisor or any big blogs in the particular niche that the post is about. And one thing to really make sure that you do, for every single PBN site that you have, there should only be one outbound link to that particular domain, if that makes sense. And that domain being your quote unquote money site, your client site, whatever site it's going to be that's going to generate you the revenue. So let's say you have a PBN that's all about plumbing or something of the sort, for example's sake. So you have your anchor text there that's going to be an exact match anchor for this example, and it would be plumber in Minneapolis, and you have a Minneapolis plumber website. So you're not going to want to link out to that Minneapolis plumber website from that domain anymore. You do the one time and that's it. And so let's say we're going to go with 20 outbound links. So this would be 20 articles with links to another site from that PBN, and it's spread across 15 different domains. And that would be 300 total outbound link posts throughout the entire year, which would be about 25 per month or about 4 to 7 per week. Again, you want to be doing this randomly. You don't want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have posts go live. You don't really want to have any type of pattern. So what that comes down to is you take your 918, divide that by 300, and you're left with $3.06 per article. And let's say we wanted to cut that in half. We're not going to do 20 for each site. We're going to just do 10. So this would double up to 6.12 for each post. And that's what it's going to cost you. Now, if let's say we're going to start this on January 1st, the months of January, February, March, there really isn't going to be a whole lot of this going on. You have to maintain these ownership costs from back up here without doing a whole lot of these posts, because the link velocity with a new site, if it's something that you started maybe in December or right now, which is November, you don't want to do multiple PBNs in a week to start things off to make sure that you're hitting that 4 to 7 per month to get essentially your money's worth out of each one of these sites, which you don't have to do all 300 in a year, by the way. But either way, the velocity is going to be rather slow to start things off. You're talking maybe 1 or 2 in that first month, and then you jump it up to 4. And then if you're still not ranking where you want to be, you jump it up to 6. And maybe jump it up to 8 or 10 or 12. But determining the link velocity, what you really want to be doing is looking at, okay, we posted this article live on Monday the 12th. It was indexed on Wednesday the 14th. We saw our site shift a little bit by Sunday. And then you say, okay, well, if we shifted and we got to where we wanted to be, we don't have to really build many more links to that particular page. And you can maybe then start building links to other pages of your site. So one last word of advice is that if you're going to be building a local affiliate SEO site, pay-per-call, pay-per-lead, lead gen, whatever you want to call it, if you're going to be building these sites to sell them in the future, you're going to want to have your own PBN sites, because otherwise, if you have links coming from random PBN sites across the internet, the future buyer, it's either going to push them away from the deal or they're going to want to pay less. And you, again, want to maximize the value of this. So be thinking that in your mind when you're making the decision whether or not to purchase these domains yourself and build out your own network of sites and take the time to maintain it, or just take the easy route and buy a link from somebody. But the downfall with that is that your site's worth less in the future. So it depends on what your goals are. If you just want to make some money with your sites and that's it, you don't want to sell them, you don't care, then by all means go get links from somebody else. But if you want to build a collection of money sites that's going to be generating you money, you can include that PBN with it. And if you built out that site up to par, you're not going to see the valuation of that site dwindle when someone's looking to purchase. So, and that is my goal with essentially every single one of the local affiliate sites that I build, except for the ones that we use as case studies or examples. And so I focus on building my own network of PBNs. And so that is the approximate cost per outbound link to a money site from a PBN, based on these costs up here for using easy block networks, using a legit vendor to acquire the domain, and then using Namecheap to register all of the domains. So your process for obtaining your domains might be a little bit different than mine. If you do have a different process, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys do. I would definitely be interested in seeing what you guys do for acquiring PBNs and how you manage them and all of that good stuff. This is what works for me because I just don't have the time to go and scout out domains and all that sort of stuff. Now, if you're someone who's actually going to go out there and take action, build some PBNs, build sites, get them ranking, be sure to go down below, drop a like on this video. And if you're not already a part of our ever-growing family, be sure to go down below, smash that subscribe button, and also hit the bell for notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. And if you want to get more guided step-by-step training on how to build a site, rank that site, and monetize that site with a local affiliate offer, there are links right down below to both of our courses where you can get access to the guided step-by-step training and a whole lot more. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.